The future of Max Verstappen with Red Bull is once again under scrutiny as the four-time world champion faces a critical turning point heading into the 2025 season. A key figure in the team, Helmut Marko, has shed light on a particular clause in Verstappen's contract, something that could have major implications for both the driver and the team. Given Marko's long-standing relationship with Max, his words carry significant weight. With 2026 just around the corner and major regulation changes set to reshape Formula One, could we be witnessing a potential shakeup within Red Bull? And if so, what does this mean for Verstappen's future? One thing is certain. His name has been at the center of countless discussions, especially as Red Bull's latest car struggles to maintain dominance. The RB20's weaknesses became evident, and those problems seem to have carried over to the RB21. Red Bull's decision to replace Lawson after just 2 races didn't sit well with Verstappen, who believes the issue isn't with the drivers, but rather with the car itself. This led to an early promotion for Tsunoda in the 2025 season, as fixing the RB21 has now become the team's top priority. However, if a solution isn't found soon, especially to the tire degradation problems and overall balance of the car, Verstappen might seriously consider taking his talents elsewhere. Helmut Marko, one of Red Bull's key figures, has openly acknowledged the possibility of Verstappen leaving the team if their performance doesn't improve. It's no secret that top drivers have exit clauses in their contracts, and Marko has been vocal about this in public discussions. While he insists that this isn't a concern at the moment, he also hinted that the topic could resurface by the summer break, especially if Red Bull fails to close the gap in the championship standings. At present, Verstappen sits second in the drivers' standings, trailing by just 8 points. While this might not seem alarming, the real worry is the car's inability to match the pace of the front runners. The upcoming upgrades will be crucial, as the team is determined to give Verstappen the tools he needs to secure his 5th world title. However, if these improvements fall short, speculation surrounding his departure will only intensify. Adding to the complexity of the situation, Marko has also confirmed that if Verstappen leaves, his own future with Red Bull would be in question. His loyalty to the Dutch driver is evident, and if Max walks away, it could trigger a larger shift within the team. With a deadline set for summer to resolve the RB21's issues, Red Bull is under immense pressure, not just to stay competitive, but to ensure they don't lose their star driver in the process. The pressure on Red Bull is mounting, and with every passing race, the stakes grow even higher. McLaren, one of the biggest threats this season, has demonstrated remarkable speed in the opening rounds, making it clear that they are a serious contender. If Red Bull's upgrades fail to deliver, the team risks falling further behind, not just in the Drivers' Championship but also in the battle for the Constructors' title. Verstappen's frustration is evident. He has been pushing the engineers to find solutions, but despite his efforts, the RB21 remains unpredictable. A key concern is tire management, as excessive degradation has compromised the car's race pace. Verstappen's ability to extract maximum performance has kept him in the title fight, but even his talent has its limits. If the car doesn't improve, he may have no choice but to look elsewhere for a competitive drive. One issue that has particularly irritated Verstappen is Red Bull's handling of their driver lineup. The decision to demote Lawson after just 2 races raised eyebrows, especially when the team's primary focus should have been on improving the car. While the official explanation was that Tsunoda's promotion would strengthen the team, Verstappen reportedly saw it as a distraction from the real problem, the RB21's performance. Helmut Marko has acknowledged Verstappen's frustration, admitting that Max isn't pleased with recent decisions. However, he emphasized that Red Bull needs both of its cars performing at the front, not just for the Constructors' Championship, but also to support Verstappen's title bid. Despite this, the team's internal struggles have only grown more apparent, especially following the departure of Adrian Newey. Newey's exit has left a noticeable void within Red Bull. While the team insists that his influence on the RB20 was minimal, his absence has been deeply felt in addressing the RB21's weaknesses. In past seasons, when Red Bull faced technical challenges, Newey's expertise often played a crucial role in finding solutions. Now, without him, the team appears to be struggling to keep up with its rivals. Marco himself has admitted that Newey's absence is a significant loss. He believes that if Newey were still involved, Red Bull's technical team would have been better equipped to make the RB21 more competitive for Verstappen. The car's unpredictability, particularly in race conditions, has been a major issue. While it performs well over a single lap, its weaknesses become evident over a full race distance, a problem that has left Verstappen battling against both his rivals and his own machinery. Red Bull's current struggles highlight just how much they miss having Adrian Newey's expertise. Marco has openly stated that a figure like Newey is irreplaceable, even though the team consists of nearly 1,000 highly skilled personnel. Despite their collective efforts, the RB21 remains difficult to handle, while their junior team's car, Racing Bulls, has shown better balance and ease of control. This comparison alone speaks volumes about Red Bull's current situation. What's even more concerning is how quickly Red Bull's dominance has faded. Just last season, they secured victories in 21 out of 22 races, yet now they find themselves comparing their performance with their own sister team. That's a drastic fall from grace, and it's not something Verstappen is willing to accept. His patience is wearing thin, not just because of the car's problems, but also due to the team's questionable management decisions. Verstappen has been vocal about his dissatisfaction, especially regarding the demotion of Lawson. Instead of addressing the RB21's shortcomings, Red Bull seemed more focused on finding a second driver who could miraculously extract more performance from a flawed car. This approach has only deepened Verstappen's frustration, as he sees his team failing to acknowledge the real issue. With Red Bull struggling to regain control, Verstappen is now facing a critical decision about his future. While he remains committed to winning, he won't hesitate to walk away if the team continues to decline. Meanwhile, Mercedes has been quietly keeping an eye on the situation, and there's growing speculation that they could make a serious move for Verstappen if he becomes available. Toto Wolff has always admired Verstappen's talent, and over the years, there have been multiple instances where Mercedes tried to secure his services. Though Verstappen reaffirmed his commitment to Red Bull in the past, the current situation could change everything. With the team failing to provide him with a competitive car and making decisions that don't align with his vision, a switch to Mercedes is becoming a very real possibility. Wolff has remained diplomatic when asked about Mercedes' driver lineup. While he insists that the team is focused on its current drivers, he has also left the door slightly open for Verstappen. One key factor is George Russell's contract, which is set to expire at the end of the season. Meanwhile, Antonelli is being kept on short-term deals, which means there is flexibility in Mercedes' lineup should Verstappen decide to make a move. As speculation continues to build, Mercedes isn't the only team eyeing Verstappen. McLaren and even Aston Martin have been mentioned as potential destinations, with some believing that Adrian Newey's rumored move to Aston Martin could influence Max's decision. However, of all the options available, Mercedes appears to be the most logical landing spot if he chooses to leave Red Bull. Zak Brown, the CEO of McLaren, has added fuel to the fire by suggesting that Verstappen's departure could happen sooner rather than later. According to him, Mercedes has the strongest chance of signing the Dutchman, thanks to their expected advantage under the 2026 engine regulations. Brown believes that Mercedes' long-term stability and championship-winning experience make them the ideal team for Verstappen should he decide to leave Red Bull. At the moment, nothing is set in stone, and Red Bull still has time to turn things around. But if they fail to fix the RB21 and continue making questionable management decisions, Verstappen's exit could become a reality. With his talent and ambition, he won't settle for mediocrity. The summer break will likely be the defining moment. Either Red Bull finds a way to get back on top, or they risk losing one of the greatest drivers of this generation. Now the question is, will Verstappen stay and fight to bring Red Bull back to dominance? Or will he take his talents elsewhere in search of another championship-winning machine? The 2025 season is shaping up to be a crucial one, and only time will tell what the future holds for Max Verstappen.